Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. Um, this is going to be a special video. Partly. So, I'm gonna show you something pretty special. Yeah, I know, this is my main. Yeah, I lost 800 million because the game kicked me out for some weird reason. The game needs some work. Anyway.
You got chips!
This is the first thing. 10 trillion total winnings. Yes, that's trillion with a T. That's quite impressive for 5 years of just playing this game. It's pretty impressive. Yep. Excuse me eating. I'm just having some pizza. Anyway. I'm gonna show you. This is gonna be a ball tier video. So yeah, I'll go into my owned. I'll go from the best to the worst. And this is in my opinion, of course. So, and it's for 100 pin. This will be for 100 pin, mostly for the tier, but I can do both. So anyway, the first ball that's the absolute best, in my opinion, would be probably the Ninja. For 100 pin, that thing is just amazing. And it looks cool too. This is out of the specials that I have owned for right now. So Ninja is one of the best. I'd say that's probably an A tier ball. And then the next one that I own would be probably the Shuriken. That looks pretty cool too. I'd say another A tier. A tier ball. Then the next one that would be really good for both is the... This isn't roulette balls, I'm doing the ones that you buy first. Anyway, the next one would be helicopter. I'd say probably B tier. Yeah, B tier. Yeah, the mysterious energy ball, for whatever reason, has a weird funky effect. I think it like screwed up. The next one that's really good that I have, that's an 100 pin and 10 pin, but mostly 100 pin. Where is it? I use it a lot. Where is it? Where is it? Da 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 da. The Pegasus is one of the best. This is probably S tier right here. I mean, I get spares quite a bit with it. I've gotten 2 spares in a row with it before. Yeah, 2 spares in a row with it before. So a pretty impressive ball. And then the next one is Heaven. I get probably 2 spares a game with it as well. Not as good as Pegasus, but it's a strong A tier ball. Then the next one I own, that's one of the best, would be Labor Day 2017. It's pretty good. It's pretty good ball, but I have to use a certain lane and pin for it to actually be really good. Which, that's gonna be my secret, so sorry, you guys aren't gonna know. And then the next one that's really good too is Mosaic. It's probably like B tier. I think it's a B tier type ball. I mean, I get like one spare, but it's pretty good. Then the next one I like that I have, it's pretty good, is the Shield. That's probably about a C tier. It's like in between. I get spares once in a while with it. Another good ball is the Magic Cube. I got 2 spares of it in a row once. I'd say this is probably a B tier. Excalibur, this is a good ball too. I'd say this is a B tier as well. Opera House. Yeah, this is an A tier. I've gotten 2 spares in a row with it before. The Louvre, I don't know why it doesn't have a special effect when it says it does. Weird. The next one that's really good is the Big Bang. This one's an A tier. I've gotten 2 spares in a row with it before too. The next one that's really good is the Phoenix, but it is an A tier. However, this ball works really well when you're behind. It gives you like an automatic spare, like right away if you knock down the entire side, like one side of the pins, and you throw it the other side. It pretty much gives you a spare when you're behind. So this is your good go-to when you're behind. So I'd say an A tier. Aurora, not only it looks good, but I've gotten 3 spares in a row with it before. So I'd say this one's a good S tier, and it looks really dope. Big Ben is decent. I'd say this one's probably on a C tier. It's decent. I get spares with it once in a while. Yeah, and then the Sun Ball. I'd say this is probably, I'd say a C tier. It's like in between, so. Planet X. I'd say this is probably a C tier as well. It's in between. Get spares once in a while. Now, onto the roulette, or to the, yeah, onto the roulette balls. Oh, I forgot Pirate King. This one's a good ball too. It's in this B tier. Alright, and to point out, the worst ball to use for 10 pin would be the Reaper. It gives you occasional mistakes once in a while, like you mess up once in a while, regardless of how good you are. But it's really good in 100 pin, and for that reason only, I give it a B tier. Otherwise, it's a D tier for 10 pin, because it gives you occasion. It messes up once in a while. Meteor, yeah, I don't really use it that much, but I think it's a D tier as well. It doesn't do as good as in 100 pin. Tornado's iffy. Yeah, I don't get spares very much with it. I'd say probably a D tier. Actually, I changed my grade to the Reaper for 10 pin, it's F. Because it gives you, you mess up once in a while. Alright, now on to the roulette balls. Ball lightning. This one's probably the best as far as in the roulette ball, in the roulette category for the wheel. Because, yeah, I got quite a bit of spares with it, so this one's a easy S tier for roulette ball. Then the next best one in the roulette is, where is it? Orb of Skeleton King. This one's one of the best too. I'd say this is an A tier. Moonlight Witch. This one's a B tier for 100 pin. Graceful Ghost, I'd say this one's a C tier for 100 pin. And then, like, it looks cool, so, I mean, for 10 pin, it's really good. So I'd give it a B tier for that. Cornucopia, I haven't really used this ball too much. But if I had to rate it for 100 pin, I'd say probably a C tier. And then for 10 pin, it's an easy B. Jack-o'-lantern, I don't really use this ball at all. But for 10 pin, it's a C. For 100 pin, I'd say it's a D. Gold's Dragon Egg, this one's an easy S tier, because I get spares with it almost every game. Very good ball. It's the strongest out of all the roulette balls. So this one's an easy S tier. The True Golden Orb, this one's an A for 100 pin, and then for 10 pin, you could say it's probably a B tier for me. Witch's Secret Circle, I hardly ever use this ball, but if it's for 100 pin, I'd say probably a C. And then for 10 pin, I'd probably say a B. Then the next one would probably be the Flamethrower. It looks really cool. And 100 pin, I'd say it's probably a C tier in between. And then 10 pin, it's an A. Shooting Star, I don't really use this ball too much. But I'd say for 10 pin, it's a B. And then for 100 pin, I'd say it's a C. It's in between. Madam Butterfly, I don't like this ball really that much. But for 10 pin, it's a C. And then for 100 pin, I'd say it's a B. That's decent. Orb of Telepathy. For 100 pin, I've used this ball a little bit, not much. But for 100 pin, I'd say it's probably a B. And then for 10 pin, it's an A. I think that's all the roulettes. Let me look. Yep, that's all the roulettes. Or no, except Happy 2016 Star Edition. This one's a really good ball to use. I'd say this one's an S tier and 100 pin. And then for 10 pin, I'd say it's a B. Anyway, that's all of the roulette balls. Now as far as the premiums go that I have for right now, and I'll go into the premium category, but for now, in the premiums, I don't have some of these, but I'd say probably the best premium ball out of all of them, say it's probably the jellyfish, and I don't even have it. But I'd say it's probably a B tier in 10 pin, S tier in 100 pin. The next one would be probably the Tyrannosaurus. It looks cool, and I think it's a B tier in 10 pin. I think it's a B tier in 100 pin as well, so it gets the same rating. Illusion, I don't have this ball obviously, but I'd say it's probably a C tier in 10 pin, and then B tier in 100 pin. The frog, I've never seen it used, so I can't really rate it in 100 pin, but 10 pin, I'd say it's probably a B tier. I don't like the look of it, but I think it's a B tier. Humpback whale. I think that's probably I think it's an A tier for 100 pin. And then for 10 pin, I think it's a B. Astronaut. I don't have this ball. I'm not gonna buy it this week. I just don't. I'd say it's a D tier in both categories. Anubis, yeah. This ball gets an F for both categories. Pizza, this is a pretty good ball. Yeah, I'm eating pizza right now, so this would make sense. It's got the toppings that I have pretty much on it, except for mushroom and green pepper. Anyway, the pizza ball is a S tier for 100 pin, and then for 10 pin, I'd say it's a B. Zebra, which, yeah, I know zebra's spelled wrong here, but I've never used it, but it's a B tier for 10 pin, A tier for 100. Snake King, that's an A tier for 100 pin, and then A tier for 10 pin. Snake, yeah, I'd say a C for both. Oasis, D for both categories. Hawk, that's an easy A tier. It's a really good ball for both. Tiki, I'd say it's a B for 10 pin, C for 100 pin. Graveyard, I don't have this one, it's a VIP, but I'd say a C tier for 10 pin, B tier for 100 pin. I'm not gonna really rate all these because I can't really judge on how they're used because I haven't really seen them all used. Now I'm gonna rate the ones that I really like. The Victory, it came out in the anniversary of Bowling King, of Mini Clip. Really good ball. S tier for 10 pin, A tier for 100 pin. Diamond, this is a VIP exclusive ball, but I bought the pack a few years ago before VIP was a thing, so it's mine forever, and I'm so glad. This ball is an S tier for 10 pin, A tier for 100 pin. It's really good. And then Sea Life, it would be probably a C tier for 10, B tier for 100 pin. Quickfire Golden Trophy. That's an easy F. I hate this ball. This ball sucks. Quickfire Platinum. S tier for 10 pin. F tier for 10 pin. Or F tier for 100 pin. Sorry. Ice. This is a really good ball too. This ball I'd give a B tier for 100 pin. A tier for 10 pin. UFO. A tier for 10 pin. B tier for 100 pin. Halloween Night. A tier for 100 pin. B tier for 10. Hmm. 2017 Santa. Yeah, C tier for 10 pin, D for 100 pin. Yeah, these ones suck. The Hello and Happy 2018s. These are F for both. 2018 Fortune. I'd say a D tier for both. Mysterious Energy Ball. It's got a glitch. So I have to scroll up in order for you guys to really see it. See, it won't, like, stop. Yeah, see? It's a glitch. B tier for 100 pin. A tier for 10. Green Hat. Yeah. I'd say probably a B tier for 10 pin. This, A tier for 10. Dragonus is a really pretty ball. S tier for 10 pin. B tier for 100 pin. Black Panther, another really good ball. A tier for 100 pin. B tier for 10. Anyway. I think that's all I can really rate for the balls. Now for the pins. Sky Blue, that's what I use on my alt account. Really good pin. That's an S tier pin for 100 pin. I'm not gonna rate for 10 pin because that's kind of dumb. The Santa pin, well, the real one's in Moscow. This one was for Christmas. I'd say this is probably A tier. Skeleton pin. It looks cool, but I think it's a C tier for 100 pin. B tier for 10. Golden Long. Yeah. A tier for both. Golden Duck, I haven't really used this one, so I can't really rate it. Same as Spring Day. Swirl Pin, yeah. I'd say a B for 100 pin. A for 10. Monster Worm. S tier for 100 pin. B tier for 10. Little Snowman. C tier for 10. D tier for 100. This pin really sucks. Antique. Yeah. Not that really impressive. I would say probably C tier for both. Emerging Star. I don't really like this pin, but I'd say probably C for both. Mummy pin, easy F. This pin's terrible. Wave pin and Desert Wind. Yeah, these are F tier pins. Beer bottle, yeah. I'd say it's a D. It's not quite an F, but it's a D because I can get some spares with it. Hell pin is a B tier for me. Really good pin for both. Wood pin, probably a D, because pin doesn't really fall down that good. Golden Star, that's an A tier for both. Holstein, and those who don't know what a Holstein is, it's a cow. Yeah, I don't like these pins, but I'd say a C. Purple's an F because you can't see where you're throwing for both. Flame pin, I think this one's a C. I don't really use it that much, but I think it's a C. Red pin, yeah, I'd say it's a C as well. Statue of Liberty, yeah, I'd say probably a C tier for both. Never really used that pin before, the New York, so I can't really rate it. Okay. Blue pin, or, where's that green pin at? Here, green pin. I accidentally bought duplicates of the golden wall. Get a couple of the others. Anyway, green pin. I'd say it's a A tier and 100 pin. And B tier and 10 pin. Coconut, I've never used this before, so I can't really rate it. Beach pin, never used it because I don't own it. Blue pin, probably I'd say a B tier and 10 pin, C tier and 100 pin. Ghost pin, probably a C tier for both. Orange pin, easy S tier and 100 pin. I use it with a certain lane, but I'm not going to tell you guys that. Yellow pin, it's decent. Dang it, stupid. Anyway, yellow pin, I'd say it's a C tier. Alright, we're starting to get into the heavy pins, or the ones that I mostly use. The suit pin looks really pretty. This is an easy A tier and 100 pin, S tier and 10. Alright, multicolor. If you know how to use this right, this would be an easy A tier and 100 pin, S tier and 10 pin. Looks pretty. I like this pin the most. The Trump pin, that's a little pricey. But if you get it, it's worth it. And it's an easy A tier pin in 100 pin, or in a 10 pin, and then a B tier and 10 pin. Alright, lanes. The vintage Los Angeles one, number 1. I'd say this one's probably a B tier for 10. C tier for 100. The Autumn Sky White Hole White Chocolate I don't use, so I'm not gonna rate those. Route Strike Lane, I'd say probably a C tier and 100 pin, B tier and 10. Meteor Shower, this one's pretty. I'd say B tier 10 pin, C tier 100. Amethyst. This is like the beginner's 100 pin lane. Really good lane for 100 pin. S tier for 100. B tier for 10. Lava Stone looks pretty. B tier for 10. C tier for 100. Sky Road. A tier for 100. B tier for 10. Bowling Pin Lane. Oh, I love this lane too. But I'd have to say it's a C tier for both. Or B tier for 100. C tier for 10. Nightmare. Another one that's good for 100. B tier for 100. C tier for 10. Now, Statue of Liberty, easy S tier and 100. C tier for 10. Can probably get through this process. I do like that lane too. I mean, Moscow, the red one. It's an easy B tier for 10 pin, C tier for 100. Alright, we're starting to get closer. Gold lane, that's an A tier for 100 pin, B tier for 10. Eiffel Tower, never really used it that much. Can't really rate it. Except for 10 pin, I'd say probably it's a B tier for 10. Alright, we're starting to get to the final parts. Blue lane number 3. I don't really use this one, but I'd say it's a C tier for both. Casino, B tier for 10, A tier for 100. My favorite lane, this is what I use. A tier for 100, S tier for 10. And that's all for the lanes. Now for the VIP. See, I have the diamond one. I don't have to go buy it. VIP is a ripoff, don't buy. Is that you can't even keep the balls, that just has limited. Anyway, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So, I hope you enjoyed that video and leave some comments. Oh, and I forgot, one more premium that's pretty good. The ZX 2018, that's a pretty good ball. B tier for 100, C tier for 10. I think that's all that I can. Yep, that's it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and hopefully my video helps for all the new players that do not hack. Well, I hope you enjoy this video. And if you have like a special introduction I should use, like from the beginning of my videos, leave a comment. Anyway, like and subscribe to JDG_gaming_24. So, see ya guys. Have a good day. And night.